let's say I'm on a date with someone and he gets a notification and that comes out of his phone.
Sorry, guys. Can we just roll the tape back a bit?
Sorry.
If I'm on a date with someone and she
couldn't help herself. She wants some.
I want him so I forgot to put sunscreen on, and look how fucking sunburnt I am.
Or it's later in the night, the drinks are sinking, and I'm starting to think, Shirley's looking a bit red. She looks like a sultana.
Three words that are always in there: mainframe, hacking, strap-on. Yeah. I think we've reached a good point in this segment to ask the question: what came first, chicken and the egg? Marty says T-Rex.
Quick rehash. Okay, quick rehash.
You don't have to rehash because this is the first time you guys are coming back to this.
Second time we've tried to film this. We filmed 10 minutes of the podcast at the start. Then we realized the computer was on low battery and we lost the first part of the recording, essentially. There was a few steps in there, but Jacob's going to kindly rehash everything we spoke about earlier in the first 10 minutes.
Yep.
And then we're just going to take it from the top and spare you guys 10 minutes of utter yapping, I guess. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Jake and Marty podcast. This is episode 30?
30's crazy.
63. That's... I would
63.
The dyslexic guy when there's... dyslexic guy when there's 37 people on the plane and there's 38 parachutes. And he jumps off to save everyone the trouble. Anyway. So, basically, we were thanking Spencer. Thank you, Spencer, for coming on the podcast. We loved you. You were... unfortunately for you guys, it got cut down because he said absolutely no racist things, absolutely no sexist things, absolutely no heinous words at all. There was nothing out of pocket at all.
It still stands as our longest recording of a podcast, I believe. And so we clearly had a lot of fun, and I'm sure he'll be coming back.
It's the longest in the near future. Marty and I have either of.
He'll make a very similar to when Tobey Maguire returned in Spider-Man, whichever one that one was.
We're coming back from the Spider-Verse.
It'll be like that.
Yeah.
Next.
Then we talked about Missy Higgins. Thank you, Missy Higgins, for putting on that show just for us. You obviously heard Messing with Missy.
You got 20 seconds.
It was just freaking awesome. And Marty threw a drink against the wall, and we cleaned it up, and then he threw a second one.
No, I didn't.
Down the hatch.
No, I didn't. She didn't sing. She didn't sing Food to a Couch. I couldn't see her face. It was a really good concert. Shout out Missy. Shout out the trumpeter from Missy Higgins.
Sitting on that futon couch.
Bang! Bang! First 2 minutes, baby. First 2 minutes. 8 minutes. You guys didn't have to listen to. Put it here. That was awesome. And that's actually all we're going to say about that. Shout out Missy. Shout out Spenny.
Missy now we've gone over the 2 minute mark.
No, that was separate.
Messing with Missy and Marty.
No, this next segment is Marty's media meltdown. No way we're leading with this. You can't pretend to hate all of my segments.
No way we're leading with Marty's media meltdown.
You can't hate all my segments. No, okay. That's actually all right. This was a pretty open segment for us just to talk about, and I just wanted to talk about the They've kind of just finished up. Oh shit! Fuck! I'm editing this one. We got to create a buzzword. The
Gym Olympics. The Jamix.
The
Jammies.
The
Oscars.
The Polympics. No, that just sounds like we're making fun of the Paralympics.
No, the Jammies. The Jammies.
The Jammies. All right. So the Jammies happened. Australia did really well. We got a lot of medals.
Mm-hmm.
I think we ended up third in the medal tally. Should I fact check that before I say it?
I didn't.
Last time I checked, we were in, and this was like on the last night of the events, I believe, of the Jammies. And we were sitting in third, so that's behind, I think, China and the USA. But France were 1 gold behind us, so we might have ended up sliding to 4th. That's okay. Whatever we did, I'm really happy with our performance. A few standout performances that I wanted to talk about. First of all, we got to talk about Ray Gun. Standout performance. Genuinely, my favourite part of the whole was Ray Gun. Next, where am I looking? Also, breakdancing as a whole,
she single-handedly cancelled sport.
I think, and that's why Ray Gun is a national hero. Yeah. Because, actually an international hero. She's a global sensation. Yeah. Because she managed to one and done breakdancing event, and I think that's the best thing she could have done as a breakdancer. I think she accomplished more than the person who won gold.
We just need Raygun to now. Raygun, for 2028, we want you to sign up for synchronized swimming.
Yeah, what else could we get Raygun to sign up for?
I like the skateboarding. I think it's cool. What about...
I quite like the skateboarding. I would say surfing, but not because I don't like surfing. I don't watch the surfing that much, but because they don't even do it in the same area. So they kind of like just do a standalone event. Call it the Jammies. We'll sponsor it.
Yeah. What else could she do? She could take a tennis. Tennis isn't a sport.
She could do any event or she could run in every heat that Noah Lyles is in because I'm sick of seeing him. Over Noah Lyles. It was interesting at first. It was entertaining at first. When he lost the 200 meter or whatever it was, which is meant to be like his event, and then he blamed that he like shat himself or had COVID or something like that. That's immature and kind of just sad.
The only thing that I like about Noah Lyles is that he posted a TikTok reel of him with a bunch of Pokemon cards.
Fair enough.
Or something like that. Maybe.
He puts the Yu-Gi-Oh ones. Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Down his pants or whatever. I don't know. He really likes the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So breakdancing. The shooter from Turkey.
PSA, pew! Because they'd rate them. PSA 10.
What? They rate what?
The cards.
Oh, I don't know Yu-Gi-Oh like that.
PSA, pew!
No.
That's what they can rate them.
Turkish shooter, another standout. He could be a murderer. I think he is a hitman. I don't know if that came out as... Oh, I actually heard that he was competing. He's been competing in... Like, he competed at, like, last year's event stuff. And this person that was telling me about all these other shooting events he's competed in was trying to say, this is why he's not a hitman. And all I could think is, he still could very well be a hitman.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a bit crazy over there. Anything to say on the Turkish shooter?
I've never hit on a man, but if you guys have, leave your comments down below.
For sure. Penis pole vaulter. Did you see this guy?
Oh, yeah.
Another standout.
He bricked it.
I understand that there was a pole vaulter that really, like, did something, like, sensational. Like, I know he set a world record, but I think he broke his world record, which he's now broken, like, a few times. From the Jammies.
You already said it a few times before as well.
Okay, I'll just keep an eye out for it.
Yeah.
But if one slips through, we all know Marty's not the best at that, so just cut him some slack in the comments because he's probably going through a lawsuit at the time you're hearing it. And yeah, so I know that the guy that won it did something pretty monumental that day.
Yeah.
But I still think, the one who walked back into the Olympic Village with their head held just a little bit higher was the penis pole vaulter.
Yeah. Well, I think he must have seen the other guy do his event, and he was like, he loved it so much. You know how like,
I think he was half mast upon launch.
Half-mast, yeah. You know, like when you just say something, like, if I see a good podcast, you know for sure I'm getting half mast over it, just because it's something that I'm very passionate about.
Yeah.
You know, if you spend enough time in the game, you'll get it. If obviously none of you guys are actually like competitive at anything because you're listening to this, but if you get to the stage that we're at, you'll understand what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like if you've seen The Boys, Black Noir gets half-mast over murdering.
Cat Noir in The Boys.
Cat Noir. Oh, that's who I was thinking about the other day. Because we were going through... I don't even know if this needs to be brought up, but we're going through like a workmate's Instagram likes. And we found this one, and it was this gay guy dressed up in this Cat Noir costume.
That's a bit different.
And he had it liked. And we were like...
That is a bit different, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, at the end of the day, that's all really I had to... That was the main bullet points of the for me. I didn't watch as much as I wish I would have. Sorry, I keep saying it. I didn't watch as much as I wish I would have. Got to wait 4 more years now. Shout out Josh Giddey.
One thing I will be tuning in for in the Para Jammies is I was working a ladies.
They were on at the same time as the
they're starting up now. I think.
Oh really?
I was working at this lady's house the other day, and she was family friends and looking after a dog for someone who just flew out for the para jammies as a rugby player. And if you've ever seen para jammy rugby, it's in wheelchairs.
Really?
So that's what I'll be tuning in for, because I can't wait to see some wipeouts.
That's like that one carnival ride.
Those are cars. Rocket League.
No, that sounds sick. I have actually watched the only I don't want to get cancelled, but I'm going to say disabled sport I've watched.
Yeah.
Or maybe
handicapped,
differently abled. I don't know what to say nowadays. I'm just going to trust my gut and say
handicapped.
Say handicapped.
Or para. Just call them paras. Parachuters.
No, the only differently abled sport I've watched. That sounds worse to me. I don't know if I'm wrong for that. That sounds worse than just saying disabled. I'm saying disabled. The only disabled sport I've watched is cricket. I've actually in real life.
Yeah, that sport just sucks. That just...
Yeah. So go watch a game of cricket. And you guys will know what I mean. No, I meant actual para cricket, I guess.
Yeah.
Because they put the little bell in the ball. And I'm thinking, blind cricket. It actually wasn't. Cricket, yeah. I suppose that's a disability of sorts, but it's blind cricket specifically. I thought it was a hoot. I actually was very impressed how they still managed to hit the ball just based off sound.
Yeah, I
don't know if they have call outs from the batsman at the other end, but I think the batsman at the other end is also blind. That would be crazy. Yeah. So hyped for the Paralympics, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the para jammies, and how do they know when to stop? Because you know how they do runs when they get to the other side. Do they just keep going?
I think they do it differently.
They must count their steps.
I think they do it differently. I think maybe they have a runner out there that just runs. Maybe he calls it out. Calls out as well. Maybe he's A7. You know what I mean? Like Battleship.
Yeah.
As it's coming in, it's A7. They just hit an absolute bomb.
And then they've got a guy out there and they go, F9. And he goes, bang!
And he just starts running to the other side of the field. They all start running to F9 because they don't know who he's talking about.
And they, bang, catch it. And then, because he's all twisted around, then someone else calls out, A3, and that's this direction. No,
then the wickets,
bang, and here's the wickets.
The wicket keeper is standing behind the wickets, and he just starts screaming at the top of his lungs.
To me.
No, stop. Yeah, that's Marty's media meltdown today.
But in no way were we trying to pick fun at anyone who
not at all
has a disability or is, as Marty says, differently abled.
Marty doesn't say that. First of all, we have fun on this podcast. We joke around.
Yeah.
Sorry if that offended anyone. And secondly, I think we would both be in agreement that it's arguably more impressive.
It's way more impressive.
The capabilities that they're able to still sort of...
We literally just outlined why we think it's more impressive. If we would have played the sport, we would need call-outs. We would need call-outs that of the likes of Battleship to be able to play the sport effectively.
Even then, man. Alright, let's move on to movie cliches.
Yeah, works, mate. Movie cliches.
Now, by the way, we just managed to do the rehash of the first part and a whole segment in about the same film time it took to do just the rehash for the first time.
Yeah.
So, you're welcome, everyone.
So, watch out, guys. We're going big time.
Yeah.
Movie cliches I love. These are cliches that people have just said they hate. Not all of them. Some of them are just ones that I like. But they're just things that people hate. And I was like, I don't agree. I actually think they're one of the best parts of a movie. So right up, this is one of my personal ones.
Isn't he? He's right behind me, isn't he? That's my favourite.
Nah.
You got better ones.
I got better ones than that.
Damn.
So my first one is in a heist movie when they pull it off and you see a policeman run in to the bank vault or whatever. This is just an example. And it's empty. And they go, what the heck? And you're like, how did they get out? How did they get out? And then it shows a flashback. That's the best one.
Another one, or maybe just an extension of that, is when they cut back from the when the coppers initially run into the vault. It'll usually be like a captain or like a detective or something, someone of more higher power. Maybe his little friend who's like second, the bitch of the group, and then a bunch of squadron around. But it's always one of the two, usually the big dog of the group, who like kicks the ground or like throws something at the ground. He's like, "Oh, damn it!"
But then you get the flip side of them just going, "He's done it again."
Yeah. No, it'll be you'll get one on one. You'll get damn it, and then you get how did they pull this off, and then it'll be a flashback, and then it'll be one of the two being like, "He's done it again."
You can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah. Or if they're giving out speaking lines willy-nilly, one of the squadron will say it.
Yeah. They're being generous.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one, and this one might be controversial. Things that people hate. The main character getting shot and then just carrying on about their day with a slight limp. Look, here's something that I'm comparing it to. I like dogs. I think dogs are cool. But I don't like dogs when they bark. It's the worst thing in the world. Like, I actually hate it. I've been considered selling my dog multiple times as soon as she starts barking. She'll start barking and I say, I'm going to sell you. You're gone. Anyway, if someone gets shot and then just like for the rest of the movie, what do you want them to scream? Ah! Ah! Just let them get away with a limp.
Yeah.
Just come on.
Yeah.
I just don't like people having a fuss. This is one of my personal favourites. When someone is explaining something using words slightly above a 4th grade reading level, and the response is, in English, please. Obviously, I also want to know what he was saying. So, I'm saying, in English, please.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not necessarily above a 4th grade English level. Sometimes it's just a sentence full of buzzwords.
Yeah.
It's like, mainframe,
firewall. Three words that are always in there. Mainframe, hacking, strap-on.
Yeah. All right. He's got to be about to say and finally, right, Jammers?
3 more.
Crazy.
In every movie where the protagonist has a dead wife, she is always shown in flashbacks under white bed sheets, laughing and rolling around. And we all get a first-person view of it. I just love it. They all have the same wife, just in different fonts. Pretty self-explanatory.
Sorry, I didn't just ignore Jacob then, by the way. I nodded.
He was nodding, and he was like fist pump in the air. He was like, that's sick, Jake.
When somebody loved me, everything was beautiful. Many hours spent together. That's what that made me think of, that scene in Toy Story 2. Also doesn't help that I've been listening to that song quite a few times in my car this week.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But I didn't think it would be this week's Frank and Marty, and so I thought I'd just get it in there.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Here we go, this is a good one. Mm-hmm. When someone wakes up in a hospital bed after a near-fatal accident and immediately starts ripping out all the stuff out of their arms that could possibly be keeping them alive.
Yeah.
I love that. I just love someone who gets back to work.
Tony Stark did that and he passed out.
Yeah.
Also, another movie cliche is them like actually dying and then just always seeming to come back to life, which I know happens in the real world. Like you can flatline and then come back.
Yeah. But it doesn't happen like in the movies.
Maybe if you've been walking around with a bullet hole in your leg for the whole movie.
That I actually don't mind.
We spoke about this.
That one is... Well, it depends. If someone dies and then comes back to life and I liked the character, I don't mind it. I don't love it, but I don't mind it. If I didn't like the character, I punch my TV.
Yeah, fair.
And this one, I actually have a question to those guys who hate it. The interrupted kiss cliche. It pisses me off so much. How often does that happen in real life when compared to movies?
Who said that?
I don't know, the person who wrote it.
Right.
Here's my question. I quite like the interrupted kiss. Because kissing kind of makes, like, watching other people kiss, low-key makes me uncomfortable. I don't get half chub over it.
Yeah.
But if you guys like it, you guys just like watching people kiss...
The noises are the worst part, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to recreate the noises. Things where an audio entertainment, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever they do, it's disgusting. I was scrolling my phone. I was just laying in bed scrolling my phone the other day, and Gemma is watching like Love Island or one of those types of shows, and just out of nowhere you get that like they, throughout almost the whole show they have some sort of like, even if it's really low key and you don't notice it, they have some sort of music going on, like whether it's building suspense, or whether it's just like la-di-da daisies because it's just like nothing's really going on, but they want to keep your engagement. There's always something going on in the back, except for when it's time for lips to touch lips and tongues to play sword fight, and it's just and they're using those mics that are right tucked beneath their chins, and so you're probably getting some splashback on there as well. Like, it's just filthy what they do.
What's this noise?
It's not that noise at all. You just drank water. That noise that you just recreated was a hamster drinking out of his bottle. What are you talking about? What?
No. My favourite part of when they have the noise behind them on Love Island is when one of them's getting up to get a midnight snack and doesn't want anyone else in the villa to know. And he's creeping along and they put the...
No, that's like a good... Yeah, that's a good soundbite.
Unfortunately, that's never actually happened in Love Island. That was something I made up just then. And that shows you that Jake's version of Love Island would be so much better than that shit they continuously fucking push out.
I've never actually watched Love Island.
Me neither. I watched, Will and E watch it one time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He was just like... Because he's British, he just went like... Hey, they're kissing. That was a pretty good Will and E impression.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah. Alright, fam, look at them mash on.
My name's Jake. I'm 32 years old, and I just can't wait to get into the villa and kiss, suck, kiss.
My name's Shirley, and I haven't had a kiss since last Thursday. But last Thursday was like, I would rate it like a 7 out of 10. But I'm looking for like a 10 out of 10 in the villa. So I would just fucking love it if there was like some models.
Oh yeah, that Shirley, yeah, she's got a mean rack on her, yeah.
I can't believe it when Jake took off his shirt. I was just freaking frothing it. I just freaking loved it.
I parked myself up by the pool earlier, and I just thought I'll get some sun tanning in. The sun's out, at the villa. What else is there to do? And then Shirley from across the other side, she was filling up the pool with the drool that was coming out of her mouth. She couldn't help herself. She wants some.
I wanted him so bad. I forgot to put sunscreen on, and look how fucking sunburnt I am.
Or it's later in the night, the drinks are sinking, and I'm starting to think, Shirley's looking a bit red. She looks like a sultana. Oh, I don't think I'm interested anymore.
Jake was looking at me, and I thought he really liked me earlier, but then I'm freaking sunburned, and he thinks I'm all embarrassed because I'm bright fucking red.
With me and the lads have come up with a new name for Shirley. We call her Sun-Dried Shirley.
The boys have started calling me names. They've started calling me Sun-Dried Shirley, and honestly, that's really
She has no
rude.
idea. She has no idea we call her Sun-Dried Shirley. She had no idea. The boys have been really...
I think I'll have no idea about their little nicknames, but guess what? Freaking jumping, jiggling, juicy Jake. I freaking know.
Yeah, the ladies call me Jumpin' Jiggly Jake, but that's just because of my massive junk. All right, we gotta stop this. That's gone. I might say. All right, let's get into some red flag, green flag, and I gotta.
And for those who are listening, we've just actually jumped back from that cutaway to Love Island.
Tune in next week to see what happens with Jake and Shirley.
Yeah.
So no, yeah, we're gonna jump into some red flag, green flag. First one on the list: is it a red flag if they start doing?
Am I answering?
If they start doing, if they start doing Love Island roleplay on their podcast, is that red flag or green flag?
Green flag.
So my so this is a new segment. I thought it could go abundance of different ways. Red flag, green flag. You all know what a red flag is. You all know what a green flag is. And my question to you, Jacob, kind of a question, kind of more of a statement, is I've picked 3 ringtones here that I think are the biggest red flags, and one that I think is a green flag.
Yeah. No beige flags?
No beige flags. There's 3 red flags.
My beige flag is that I'm extremely manipulative.
Yeah. What? So you, for 2 points,
Yep.
have to guess which one was the green flag.
Yep.
And then for an additional 3 points, you have to put them, the 3 red flagged ones.
Yeah.
You have to try and order them, and you get points based off how many you get right.
Do I get to hear all 4 before I answer?
Yeah, you can hear all 4.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, gang. Here we go. So the first ringtone we've got is... That's the first one. That's called Sprinkles. Mm-hmm. That's Sprinkles there. Second ringtone we've got coming in here.
100% a green flag.
That's the blues. That's the blues. That's the blues. Third one we've got going is... Sorry, they're kind of hard to find. That's piano riff right there.
Yep.
And finally... That's digital right there.
Yep.
So they're my 4 ringtones that I've got for you, and I want you to...
There's one green flag.
You can ask to... So there's one green flag in there.
Yeah. So green flag was the blues, and the rest were red flags. And I can give you my reasons why.
Okay.
Go back to Sprinkles, and we'll start from the top.
That's Sprinkles right there, folks.
This guy, he's put that as his ringtone, not because he likes it, because it sucks, but he's put it because he wants to be unique. He wants to look like he's unique. And he's become so obsessed with that image that he's set that so that if it ever goes off in front of a woman, she's like, oh, that's so weird. He's memorable. It's a manipulative thing.
Another thing you could argue about this ringtone is he might be insecure about how much money he makes. Because it was the only one I played that was from the new edition ones, from the new from the recent software updates, and all the rest were from the classics album.
Definitely a red flag.
So probably a bit younger.
Yeah.
Probably has some insecurities. Maybe not in how much money he makes, because I think the classic ones are in everyone's phone. But yeah, you know what I mean. Next, we did the blues, I think.
Yep.
Did we do the blues next? Yeah. So this is your green flag.
Green flag. 100% a green flag. It's very straight to the point. It says, my phone's ringing and I don't mind some jazz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Yeah. Next we had piano riff.
100% a red flag. Guys, you hear that? Guys, you hear that? Guys, you hear that? This is basically what it says. Guys, you hear that? My phone's ringing. This is probably something really important. This is probably one of my 5 wives.
It's too damn loud.
Too loud.
It's too damn loud.
Too loud.
And it's too inconsistent. It's dun 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 dun, and then it's nothing, and then it's dun 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 dun, and then it's nothing. You know what I mean? Like, there's too many pauses. It's like the Jake and Marty podcast.
Like
there's too many pauses.
Yeah.
And finally we have...
This, honestly, I think... It's a beige flag.
This is not a beige flag by any means. This is the worst ringtone I've ever had in my entire life. That is, these seem like they were all made by credited musicians or like noise, I guess, sound designers. That was made by AI before, that was made by early 2017.
That was made by Snapchat AI when it first came out.
At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. They're all red flags. The blues is just an example. There's good ones out there. You just got to find... The biggest green flag you can do is just pick one that suits you, suits your vibe. You know, no one will be disappointed if you really, truly just stick to your roots, because they'll never be surprised. But if you're about to pick digital, think again, because that's just a red flag regardless.
Here's an example of a massive green flag of a ringtone. This is just one that I prepared earlier.
That's not a green flag. That if I'm sitting in the car and I'm on it, let's say I'm on a date with someone and he gets a notification and that comes out of his phone.
Sorry, guys. Can we just roll the tape back a bit?
Sorry.
If I'm on a date with someone and he...
Okay, I mean, as if I was a girl on a date with you is kind of what I meant to say.
Okay.
If I'm on a date with you as a woman, because I assume you like women.
Me personally,
whether or not
yes.
women like you back is another thing.
You not heard about Tate McRae?
Anyway, and I hear that, I'm thinking this guy doesn't have a lick of maturity in him, and maybe needs to go back to where he came from.
Once again, racist comment. I think that's crazy.
That's not racist. Well, I didn't. Fuck. Okay, it's getting cut. Next, Marty's top 5. Jake loves this segment. Marty's top 5. And you know what? This might be the worst Marty's top 5 in a long time.
It's Marty's top 5 friggin' emotions.
This is definitely.
That one's already happened.
This is definitely in Marty's bottom 5 of Marty's top 5.
It's definitely Marty's top 5 toes.
This is definitely Marty's top 5, bottom 5.
Marty's top 5 toes on his right foot.
Yeah. All right. No, so today we've got top 5 worst downgrades in evolution history. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to take it from the top.
Us having webbed hands.
No. This is just like animals that have fallen from greatness in the animal kingdom. My first, and I've ordered them from 5 to 1. So 5. 5th worst downgrade in animal kingdom history. You're going to learn a bit here. This is kind of a science with Jake. Because Jake's here and we're learning about science. So apes.
Yeah.
This one had to stay at 5 because it could also be seen as an upgrade because apes obviously ascended to humans.
Yeah.
Obviously not all apes ascended to humans.
Yeah.
But we got the general gist.
Some of them got like an iPhone 5 and they would no longer support it in iOS.
Yeah, exactly right. I could see this being an upgrade, but I'm just because of the brain power and the way that we ended up becoming the apex predator on the top of the food chain very quickly and have held that title for a very long time now. I guess in the grand scheme of the world, maybe not a very long time, but
they got hands on their feet.
I was about to say, but looking purely physical, like if we look at Planet of the Apes, I understand obviously they got the brain power and they really took over. But even when both species had brain power, if there wasn't a strength in numbers aspect, being an ape, you are capable of so much more. Feet on your hands.
Stronger.
Reverse that actually. A lot stronger, a lot better like survival instincts. You know, fur keeps you warm. You know what I mean? Like, swinging through the trees. It was just, I think we can all agree it was a physical downgrade.
Yeah.
Came at the benefit of a bit of brain power in reality, but nonetheless a physical downgrade. Next was the woolly mammoth. Obviously descended into the elephant. This had to stay at 4 because...
Also descended into the ground.
Yeah.
After Ice Age, the movie came out.
Evolved into the elephant. Obviously, this has got to have to stay at 4 because the elephant's still a pretty mighty creature. Just doesn't have some of the pretty core features that a woolly mammoth did. Number 1, wool. So capabilities to live a bit more global other than just in Africa and some other countries, I guess, here and there. I think the tusks changed sort of shape and so they can't as effectively be used for like attacking, I guess, or like defense even. I think they shrank a substantial amount as well. I think the woolly mammoth was a pretty mighty being.
Yeah.
But obviously the elephant itself is still one of the biggest animals in the kingdom at the moment. Finally was now this is where Marty got a bit drained for ideas and tried to just sort of like, that'll do. Was the Phyllis Severus Libica. Pretty much that was a jungle cat.
Yeah.
Like a pretty... I thought these... So it evolved into a house cat. I thought house cats came from like Sabretooth world. Came from like a jungle cat.
Yeah.
Which makes a bit more sense. Not going to harp on too much there. This segment's already probably ran over time. Just smaller version, less intimidating version. 9 lives though. 9 lives.
Poos in a bucket.
Yeah, 9 lives, poos in a bucket, gets fed every day. You could argue there's an upgrade there. So that's why that had to be at 3. Number 2. So we've given the bronze medal out. We're going to give the silver out to the mighty ground sloth. Wrote down a little fact about the ground sloth. Stood over 6 meters, or for you American viewers out there in Orbost.
Ashburn.
Orbost is like around us, isn't it? Maybe. Not like around us, but is
Asperger's.
Like... Asperger's is not what I was thinking of. Anyway, 18 feet. Obviously, they evolved into the modern sloth, which sits in a tree all day and does shit all by the sounds of it. It's pretty much... It used to be it's literally Sid the Sloth from Ice Age. So they used to walk around. They used to not be as slow. They used to be a bit more useful. Sid's probably not a great poster boy for them. But I think you get the idea.
Yeah.
You know, you see Sid standing next to Manny, the woolly mammoth, and you start to realize this sloth's actually pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
And finally, perhaps the biggest downgrade of the animal evolution history ever, is the T-Rex. Evolved down slowly but surely into a chicken. The reason this is so... Obviously, the T-Rex used to be essentially the apex predator.
Yeah.
In the world of dinosaurs, obviously, had the meteor hit, had to build from the ground up. Clearly didn't set its foundations great. I think it came from like it turned into like a big bird of sorts.
Yeah.
And then slowly shrank down to a chicken. Chicken probably remains now as one of the most useful animals in the world. Lays eggs.
KFC, Chicken Ranch.
Chickens used heaps. Chicken salt.
Red Rooster. Fried chicken.
So they're pretty well utilised, but I put that in a reason why that kind of doesn't work in their favour, because they're pretty much now just a material to humans. You know what I mean? Sorry to you vegans out there. We have chickens out here and they love life. We treat them real good. They don't like when Tucker gets in their cage. Because they don't tend to live long beyond that. No, I'm joking.
I think we've reached a good point in this segment to ask the question: what came first, chicken and the egg? Marty says T-Rex.
All right, moving on from Marty's top 5. That was Marty's top 5 this week. Special honorable mention is Jake. Sorry, Jake's dad, down to Jake.
That's crazy. Next segment is called Roommate Wanted. This is just, once again, a PSA.
It's just somebody want to move out with me.
For his name is Owen.
Oh.
Not our Owen.
Oh.
Hopefully. Here's the poster that he put up trying to look for a roommate.
Alright, might not have a...
I'm a single male, in brackets 44, searching for a roommate. Here's the conditions. Must be female, aged 18 to 25.
That's crazy. That's crazy, first of all. No, that's enough of Owen.
And single.
Oh, okay. Right.
Must be willing to cook and clean. 1-bedroom apartment, comma. You can use the couch until you're comfortable enough to share the bedroom.
Owen wants a wife. Matter of fact, Owen wants something in between. A girlfriend, maybe.
Owen is actually Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, literally. Okay, moving on.
No pets, no drinking, no drugs, no male friends allowed. My home has a no closed door policy. This is for safety. $400 a month. Call Owen. Phone number.
$400 a month. That's not a bad price.
No, it's not bad, but I think you're paying in your dignity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't respond to Owen. People out there. Or do. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Tyson's ticks. I've 1 tick this week and I can remember it off the top of my head because I'm a smart, clever boy.
Yeah.
I've started to notice something and I wanted to bring it to light on the Jake and Marty podcast. I think we're being scammed, Jake.
By the jammies?
I think we're being scammed. And here's my... I was going to give the short version, but we've got some time to burn here, and so I'm going to give my extended version of really what I think's happening in the world. I know Tyson gets on here and talks about his piss take, shit talk, freaking conspiracy theories that he's got that have just ran through his mind at some point. This has been lingering in my brain for a long time now, and I'm going to air it out.
It's like that song.
Yeah.
You have to let it linger.
Yeah.
Do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to let it linger?
All right. If I go a bit too crazy now on this next conspiracy theory, now I can just Frank and Marty it there, which is great. Shut up. Sorry, that was crazy. Are you alright?
Your turn.
I can't even remember what I was going to say. So I've got a theory that we're getting scammed by the technology companies. First part of this theory is I don't think these technology companies created their own technologies. I think at some point in human history, a while back, I'm not going to try and even chuck out a date because I don't really know. It could be whenever. I think the humans came across an alien species. I think we captured those alien species, and I know I'm sort of like overestimating maybe what I think we're capable of here. Even if we didn't capture them, maybe we found one of their transportation vehicles. We've found we've got our hands on either alien minds or alien technology at some point. I think technology took such a leap so quickly. I don't buy it.
No.
I don't buy it one bit. So I think that the government or whoever was sort of running this shindig, or the Illuminati, whoever it was smart about it. I think they thought, we can't just start dropping iPhone 14s like that and try and get people to understand. And first of all, they need to learn the skills of from typing on a computer to making TikToks with Subway Surfers underneath. They need the middle ground.
Here's something that I think proves this. They went to the moon in a computer the size, like 4 times the size of this room, and it was like not even 100th of like this is 100 times more powerful than that. I'm putting up my phone for the audio listeners. I reckon they went to the moon and they found not only a block of cheese, but
that they now use for the annual cheese run,
but also a bowl of fruit they could wear on their head, and also an iPhone 3.
Yeah, something. They found whatever they found up there, they found something significant that I think sort of changed. Like I think from the point that they found it, they had the capabilities to make, say, a PlayStation 5, but they had to start with the PS1 first because we had to work our way up. That's my first part of this theory. My second part of this theory is we've ran out. We've hit the pinnacle.
Yeah.
I think now we will continue to ascend slower in our technology. I think, even if it's not slower, I think now our technological advancements will come from AI. And I think the aliens created AI is another thing.
Alien intelligence.
Bang! Bam!
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 Boom chakalaka!
Alien intelligence, and I think that will continue our progression. However, I think we're in a weird period at the moment. I think we've hit a ceiling, and I think we're waiting for AI to take over in that sort of space.
Yeah.
My reasoning for this, and there is one point that I have reasoning for this, and I know a lot of you are thinking, Tyson, you have no validity to everything you've just said because you're going to bring one point that proves your case. But I think this point is proven enough. I'm convinced, and I want everybody out there that has the ability to do so to test this right now. I'm convinced my iPhone 14 camera is substantially worse than an iPhone 13. Substantially worse. That's it. That's all I have.
I was listening.
And the only reason I know this to be true, Gemma has an iPhone 13. I have an iPhone 14. I would far and away prefer to take photos on her phone because they just end up being better quality.
Yeah, and your cameras aren't. There's nothing.
I clean my camera.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm not gonna vouch for how well I know how to use this thing.
Yeah.
Once again, I never had an iPhone 3, so I didn't get to go. I never had a BlackBerry,
Yeah.
so I never got to go through the process.
I never had a 3DS, so I never knew how to.
I never had a 3DS. I had an original DS.
Yeah, me too.
I
had the Mario one. It was really cool.
I want to find my DS again because I would play that.
I have it. I don't have yours.
You have my DS?
In mine.
If you have my DS, how many Ben 10 stickers does it have on the back? 2.
I want to find. I want to get on ChatGPT, and I want to know. I want to search up who is Jake and Marty, and I want to see if AI is going to tell us.
We could do that one day.
Yeah, not right now.
Not right now. Well, I mean, I mean, we could if I didn't have 4G. I have 4G.
You have 4G? I have SOS. That's like next level.
And I'm singing SOS or something like that. That's a
ABBA song. Yeah, it's like SOS baby, SOS baby.
No, yeah, that's an ABBA song, but it's also the name of a
Hawaii 5-0? No, Hawaii SOS.
What's left of you? How am I supposed to tell you? I don't want to sing with anyone but me. Nobody gets me like you. How am I supposed to let you go? Only like myself when I'm with you. Nobody gets me like you. Frank and Marty. Should we do that, Frank and Marty?
No, we already did that Frank and Marty. I'm like the Frank and Marty anyway.
What?
This is Jake and Marty, episode 63. The song is
Loser Like Me.
And we have picked this
by
song
by Glee.
By Glee cast. This is the first Jake and Marty we've chosen.
Frank
and Marty. Sorry, I just get forgetful.
Quick,
go. You may think that I'm a zero, but hey, everyone you wanna be probably started off like me. You say that I'm a freak show. I don't care. But hey, give me just a little more time. Bet you're gonna change your mind. All of the dirt you've been throwing my way, they so hard to take. That's right. 'Cause I know one day you'll be screaming my name, and I just can't look away. That's right.